What's going on, everybody? It's EricRayweather back here with some more NBA Live. Now, basically what I'm doing here is starting the My Career version of NBA Live. It's called The One, I believe. Yeah, it's called The One. So I'm going to get into this, start creating my player. We're going to run through the first game. It's actually pretty nice, pretty in-depth. The presentation is A1. EA really outdid themselves with the presentation. So here I'm just kind of going through, creating my player real quick. It's, I didn't go with the face scan because those typically don't work out that well for me, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna forego the face scan and kind of just use a generic face. It's good enough for me. It doesn't need to be exact. So yeah, the one is basically NBA Live's version of the My Career from 2K. From what I've seen watching videos and reading up on it and actually playing a little bit of it so far, it feels a little bit more in depth. The last few years when I was playing My Career, I find myself getting bored with it really quickly, but I like the way that EA kind of laid this out here. Kind of like you got a bad knee, you messed up your ACL in college, and you also have your buddy that was on the team with you. He goes undrafted. You're not getting drafted because your knee's bad, so y'all kind of have to come up through the street leagues and such. So it's kind of cool. I like the dynamic they have. So here I'm just kind of going in, picking out my face. Then I'm just gonna go ahead and throw the hair and the facial hair and all that good stuff on and get into it. I really like the options. I scrolled through a lot of the hairs here because I wanted to showcase this. So many options they have. I mean, if you just watch it here, I'm going to go through a bunch of them. Just tons of different options. Pretty much any hairstyle you could possibly want. So I'm glad that EA gave us all that customization and really left it up to us to make our guy look, as authentic as possible, Because in the past, EA has been a little scrutinized for the lack of customization and presentation in games. So here I'm just still scrolling through, looking at some of the hairs. I'm probably going to go with one of these, I believe, because this is kind of like what my hair looks like in real life. But I wanted to scroll through, show some more options. They got the braids, the dreads, all the stuff. I considered going with the man bun for a second. Not that I have one in real life, but I was like, that'd be cool to just kind of switch it up. But I opted to not do that. But it's crazy as we get a little further down, just how detailed these options are. They have the little Uzi Vert hair. Like, are you serious? Like, that's how detailed it is. They have the little Yachty braids there, and you can color them red. I've seen some people do that with their player. They did the little Yachty hairstyle and colored it red to look just like it. It's crazy. But all in all, I go with this little, comb-over type look here because that's just kind of how my hair looks similar in real life, so I figured why not just go with that. So that's what we went with. And then we're going to jump into the facial hair real quick. A lot of different facial hair options. They got the James Harden, of course, which I considered rocking that too. But I was like, it looks like a little bit too much for me. They got some pretty cool stuff here. Again, pretty much every facial hairstyle that you could possibly want. Like I said, but the customization, they really outdid themselves. They gave you every single option that you could possibly want. And I definitely give props to EA for that. And they did a good job too with the way everything looks. I feel like, the graphics could be a little better overall, but I think the hairstyles and just the little things like that, I think they got them down to a T. So really excited about all of that stuff. So then I just pretty much decided to go with this right here. Kind of similar to how my facial hair is in real life. So, like I said, no face scan, but it's close enough. It'll do the job. Now we are going to select what kind of position we want to be. You've got the guard, and you've got 4 different types of guards here. You can see there's wing. You got 3 different types of wing, and you got 3 different types of big man. Like most people, I opted to go for a guard because that just kind of makes more sense for me. I'm kind of a shorter guy too, so. If I were to ever play in the NBA, hypothetically, I would have to be a guard. So you've got point shooter, you've got slasher, you've got backcourt defender, and you got playmaker. Playmaker is going to be more of a good passer. Backcourt defender is just what it is. It's a defender. A slasher is going to be more of like a Westbrook type, driving to the rim a lot, dunking, layups. And then you have your point shooter, which is going to be like your Steph Curry. So I opted to go for that because I want to wet threes all day. That's what I want to do. Then you see here, you can adjust your height and your weight, and you'll notice the attributes, like you have a cap on your attributes, depending on your size and weight. So the taller you are, the lower your speed is, and the lower your, or the higher your strength is. And then the same with your weight, the more weight you put on you, the higher your strength is, the lower the weight, the lower your strength is. So here we have a little cut scene real quick. I'm not gonna play it all the way through because some of these cutscenes are long, and you know, the video would take like 20 minutes if I played through all of them. So I wound up cutting this off in a little bit, but plenty of other YouTubers have uploaded the whole cutscene. So if you want to see the whole thing, if you haven't seen it yet, you can go watch that. It's pretty cool, but some of them just drag on a little bit. So here, let's see what's about to happen now. We're about to jump into First Take ESPN, I think, which is really awesome. Really awesome that they put this in the game. Presentation is A1.
Especially to college kids, of course. Yeah. But Stephen A. Smith, this one is particularly disheartening because we are 2 weeks into the season and one of the top NBA prospects in the country goes down potentially with a season-ending injury, a knee injury. That's a killer.
I couldn't agree more. When I heard he was carried off the floor today, all you can do is find yourself hoping that he'll make it back. That's the bottom line. But my heart goes out to him because I didn't expect this. This is a devastating injury. It's never good to have something like this happen to you.
Now, there's another huge story in this year's draft. A record number of underclassmen, 30 of them, undrafted. And I hope, anyway, that this is a lesson. This serves as an example to college players. I'm not talking about the ones who are genuinely one and dones, the guys you know are going to be lottery picks. I mean the rest of them. They're not sure shots. You're not sure they're going to be lottery picks. Don't just use the college system for a year thinking you're going to bounce. It doesn't work like that. If you don't have the talent, it doesn't work. You got to be cultivated in the system.
Please. There you go again with your blanket generalizations. You know how you are, oh, Max. The woe is me. Oh, my Lord. I can't take it. I just can't take it. It's a case-by-case basis. You can't just blanketly decide this should not be one and dones or this should be one and dones. You got to go on a case-by-case basis. Some dudes deserve to be one and dones. Some people don't. It's on a case-by-case basis.
And that is my point. Thank you for making it for me. Every kid thinks they're the exception to the rule. And members of the media like, Stephen A. Smith, are encouraging these kids to come out early.
Look, Max, bottom line is this. You got to take this into consideration. You had two dudes. They were called the Hype Brothers. Now, you had Nick Howard. This kid had a lot of promise. What does he do? He goes to college. Very uneventful first year, no doubt. The second year, he was pretty good. Here's the problem. The NBA, it's not about pretty good. You need to be great on the collegiate level, on the prep level, in summer leagues and what have you, in order for you to get the stature that you deserve. That's the bottom line. It's pretty good ain't good enough to be that stud NBA.
How is it exactly my point?
Let me finish. There's another example. I did say the Hype Brothers. I wasn't talking about one individual. I was talking about two. What happens? One and done in a different way. 1 year, one ACL injury later, and look where he's at now. His future is clearly uncertain. So you got to take advantage of that opportunity because you never know when an injury is going to cost you everything.
So that was the First Take stuff. I cut the second little interview part there a little short because, like I said, they just kind of drag on and on. If you download the demo, you can play it. So now, basically, here I'm texting with my fellow hype bro, Nick Howard, who was my teammate. So he went undrafted. My knees messed up. So we're basically friends, and, you know, we were nicknamed the Hype Bros in college. So we're trying to come up through the street ranks now and, you know, kind of earn our spot to one day make it into the league. So pretty cool story, pretty interesting because this kind of stuff does happen to a lot of athletes. So here we're just texting back and forth. You know, you can send the text messages, you know, similar to 2K. They have that in there. So now we're going to get into the first game at Rucker Park. It's going to be a 5-on-5 game. But first, kind of just browsing through the menus really quickly. You see, you have your attributes and your traits, very similar to what 2K has. But I like the system here. As you upgrade certain stats, you can see you get like a you can unlock certain jump shots or certain animations. You get certain shoes. Your overall like percentage of scoring or whatever jumps up a little bit in that stat category, something or another. So pretty cool stuff. I like that you can unlock shoes and animations through getting your attributes up. So here I'm just browsing through the shoes I have available. Nothing too crazy. Have some Hyper Dunks, some D Lillards. So I wound up going with the red Hyper Dunks because those just look the best to me. Don't really have too many options with like gear and stuff yet, but it's pretty easy to upgrade, and you can see you've got like multiple different outfits you can set. You can set like 3 of them for home and 3 for away, so you can like save all 6 of them and constantly switch them up. I go ahead and throw a little headband on just for the heck of it. Why not? I forgot to put it on my away uniform, so when I'm actually in this game, I'm not going to be wearing it. So it's going to be me and the Hype Bro and just a few other guys. We got Vince Carter, Joakim Noah, and we're going against another 5 guys at Rucker Park. Pretty interesting game here. You can see got some pre-game stuff going on. Like I said, presentation is very nice in NBA Live. Some of this stuff could be a little smoother in the cutscenes, but overall I like what they have done. Definitely added a lot of little things to the game to make it better. Got some pre-game warm-ups here. And now we're getting to tip off. Let's get into it. So here I am running the point. Gonna try to will my team to victory on the court. Show everybody that the bum knee is actually back intact and we're good to go. You can see here, I'm putting it up for the first shot and that's wet. First on the board, thanks to me, EricRayweather. We're on the board. Now, here I'm trying to play a little help defense. I come back, try to recover. He goes around the pick. I'm trying to play D, and he just blows by me for the easy layup. So I dropped the bucket, and then he's crossing me here. So I dropped the bucket, then I gave up a bucket, and now he's trying to cross me up. Got a good look off, bricks it, but they get the putback from David Lee. Let's keep going. We got to get this W. We got to prove something out here. We got to show that that I still got what it takes. So I'm out here running the point. I pass it over. I believe that's my fellow Hype Bro there, and he bricks it. I think that's him. I want to say that's him. It's either him or the guy in the red shorts. I'm not sure which one it is. I think he's the one in the yellow shorts. And there we get the cookies with the pickpocket. And I'm going up for the 3, but it's actually a 2 because my foot was on the line, but we'll take it. Getting buckets. All the points due to me so far. Just trying to keep the team on my back as usual. Nice drive there. I'm not sure who that is. I think that's Lance Stevenson. And this dude's trying to cross me up again. Just getting very disrespectful out here. But I pickpocket him. I rip him. Get the ball. We're going up court. We're pushing it. We're pushing it. We're pushing it. And my fellow Hype Bro gets... excuse me. Lost my train of thought. He gets it down low with the assist to me. So that's good. Now we're pushing it back up the court again. Another assist from me to Joakim Noah. And we are taking control of the game. Another assist to me coming up right here. Vince Carter just getting disrespectful with the windmill dunk. Just ridiculous. It was not called for. Looking like 2002 Vince Carter there. Vintage Vince Carter. As this guy blows by me for another layup. So here I'm just sagging off, playing bad defense, and they get a putback. So I need to kind of stay home on defense. I'm getting a little crazy, but I pickpocket David Lee for the easy layup. Getting my steals up out here. I will say it definitely is easier to steal the ball in this game than it is in 2K, which I kind of like, because the steal button in 2K might as well just be the personal foul button. As I rip the ball again, full court, all the way to the rim and lay it in. Ladies and gentlemen, I have the team on my back right now. Defense, offense, assists, I'm doing it all. Showing Stephen A. Smith that I'm not a failure. That I'm actually here to stay. Now here we go. Trying to drive. Nothing going there. Dump it off to Joakim Noah. He dumps it off to Vince Carter. I'm back out here. I'm trying to get this 3. I want the W. So I leave it up. Hand up. And that is it. That is all she wrote. We got the W. And here we got some little post-game stuff going on. Everybody's dapping up. And play of the game, Vince Carter, man. I mean, I'll take a back seat. I'll take the assist on this one. The windmill dunk from hell. Just disrespectful, you know, was not called for. But you know what? That's Vince Carter doing Vince Carter things. So let's see what the final grade is and what the stats are for EricRayweather here in the first game in the park. 13 points, 4 assists, 1 rebound, 5 steals, and a performance grade of 82. Not too bad. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, just drop a like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.